Alright. What's going on, Veronica? Let's see if I can't get my keyboard put down over here. I'm gonna have to get me another webcam. I have two of them, one for me and one for the stream, but it is what it is, and we will go with it like this. And I need, well, I don't need, but I want to go get a Sharpie real quick. I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back. I got two Sharpies. But real quick, what I wanted me to do the other day, I was writing in it's an art pencil, and I couldn't see it good enough. So I just wanted to take these little tags that I use for playing my train game and make the numbers more visible. So there's a 5. The other ones are down there on the other train. Well, let's switch track. This one is derailed. We'll fix that. Turn that volume off for now. But this one's number 4. The good news about this is that now I'm going to have more cars that we will be able to select from. So that one's number 2. This is number 1. And last but not least, should be, that one's number 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. So hopefully, and I have another car that I'm working on. It should be, I should be able to get it. Actually, I have another car that runs on the track pretty well. So this will give me 11 cars that I can pull from. When I'm playing my game, I will be able to use 2 dice and have a little bit more variety. So let's start with the one that's not going to be part of the farm sim train. So let me see, maybe we need to raise this up some. So this is a Walters train line. It's a Union Pacific. The number on it is 499233. And we'll come to this side. So it is a Union Pacific boxcar. 9311672 is the number on the box. So it's probably the item number for Walters. I didn't buy real expensive, super detailed cars. I bought, you know, like anybody starting out, you buy what you can afford. But we'll see if we can show a little bit of detail. So door on the side, ladder. It has metal wheels. Has a magnetic coupler on it. Got the brake wheel up on top. A ladder next to it. I don't know how well you can see the ladder, but there's a ladder next to it. So we'll set that there for right now. Get this box put away. And we'll put it on the track here. Get it staged up. The weight is kind of a light car. Seems to roll pretty good. So we'll put it off to the side. We're going to make a train here in a little bit and run it around the track, and then I'm going to start scratch building a building. So the next one is also a Walters train line. It is a hopper. It's a CSX is the train line that one's from. The car number is 23497, and on the box it says it's a CSX hopper 9311425. So we'll get this bad boy out of the box here. This is going to be one of the cars that I use on the farm sim train. For those of you who may tune in because of the trains, I play Farm Simulator, and I'm building a train to match what I have in the game. It's not going to be identical because they don't have all the train line. They don't have the train line names and stuff like that because of copyright issues or licensing. So if we look at the back, it's not real detailed, but it's like the other car. It's got a handbrake on top with the ladder next to it. It's got 4 dumping brackets on it, or dump. It's got the spot. It's a 4 section hopper, I guess. I don't know. But again, it's got the metal wheels with the magnetic coupler on it. So hopefully Tuesday I plan on getting a couple of magnets that I can use to go with the use on the train game, is what I'm calling it. It's my version of the Inglenook challenge. Seems to roll pretty good. I've got a couple other Walter train line cars that have worked good, so it hooked right up to the other Walters, which is good. I like to see that. So then, those of you who pay attention to the trains in the in Farm Sim, I'm sure you'll recognize this. It's a flat car. It's the 3rd Walter train line cars that came in today. It's a Union Pacific flat car, and the item number is 931. Looks like 1603, and the numbers on the car are too small for me to see without my reading glasses, so I'm going to skip over that part. So we'll get it out of the box here. And the boxes, this is how they came in. Sent Bruce the link. All right, thanks, David. So I made the new account, but it says that I can't go live for 24 hours. So it is what it is. I I can't argue with that. We'll take that out and set it to the side while we get rid of the box. So I don't know how well we can read the Union Pacific. I can't make out the something load, but you can see the brake wheel is up on top of the car on this one. Of course, with it being a flat car, it's probably the best location for it. Again, it's got metal wheels, which is one thing I like about the Walters train line. It's the price of the cars plus it has good quality. Good metal wheels on it, the couplers, the magnetic couplers. So far with all the trains, the rolling stock that I've had that has come from Walters, they hook up right to the other cars with no problem. Rolls good, easy to get on the track, hooks right up to the other cars, and it rolls just fine. So the last piece of rolling stock that I have, it's not a Walters. Hey Bruce, welcome to the stream. I was telling David and I was telling the chat that I made the new account for the trains, but I can't go live for 24 hours. So hopefully, probably tomorrow, I will redo, or we'll do something different, and tomorrow evening I'll do something different, and we'll show these cars off on the new stream also. It's kind of where, I don't know, I'll figure it out. But anyway, the last car that was in the package is this Bachmann. It's a silver series, which I'm guessing is probably their economy, what I would call their economy cars. I got it, it was a good price. The only thing that was first concerning was the shape of the box when it came in. So I'm guessing this one was probably used. When I ordered it, I didn't see it say that it was new or used, but just the shape of the box was kind of concerning. And looking over it, the inside of the box, it looks fine. But yeah, this is a Bachmann Silver Series. And again, I don't have my reading glasses on, but this is a grain hopper. Looks like item number 1912. So this is I think it's Canadian Pacific CP rail grain hopper. So yeah. So I was trying to match not necessarily the color of cars, but the type of cars that are in Farm Sim. And this is one of the ones. And I'm really excited to get this in here. We'll set that right there as I get rid of the box. Amazon and the little choo-choo shop that is in Spencer, North Carolina has become my friends as far as getting my train supplies. Some of the stuff I was able to get from Hobby Lobby, And just so y'all know, I'm not sponsored by anybody. Those are just where the local places that I have to get stuff for trains. So this side has got the wheel brake on it, brake wheel on it. It's next to the second step on the ladder, if you can see that. What's going on, Chad? And like the Walter, it has metal wheels on it. I like the writing and stuff on the side of it. I actually like the paint scheme on this one with the red and white back here. This is a good looking. It's a good looking piece of rolling stock here. Got some detail on the top there with the walking ramp and catwalk, I'm gonna call it. Some of the train buffs may know exactly what that walkway is called on top, but you know, again, it's got the metal wheels and the magnetic coupler. We'll scoot these down a little bit. We'll get this one on the track. See how it rolls. And I think I've got one wheel. There we go. Oh, it's definitely off now. This one seems like it's got a little bit of weight to it. Not much, but it seems a little heavier than the Walters cars. And doesn't seem to roll quite as good. Even with with that being 3 cars, they seem to roll a lot better. But let's see, we'll back up. We'll back up the switcher. And we're going to switch that track. And then we're going to get the steam locomotive. Let's go ahead and we'll turn on. There we go. Turn on some volume there. We're going to get over here where I can see the coupler, and we're going to unhook the caboose and hook up these 4 cars. And we're going to see how they roll around the track here. Let's go ahead and back these up a little bit. Hey Jody, how you doing? We've got the train getting ready to hook up to it. And we're going to pull it forward. Whoops, we got one that's not hooked up. So we'll, I heard somebody say they'll use the God of hand, or the hand of God. So we'll use our hand there to, we'll make sure it's connected. So the Walters seemed like they connected with no problem. The Bachman just needed a little nudge to get to connect. And then we'll come up, we'll back up and grab this caboose here. Yeah, Jody, our thoughts and prayers go out for you. Definitely send our love to you, man. Looked like it connected pretty good. I'm gonna start off slow to make sure that the couplers, or not the couplers, but the turnouts, they look like they're in the right position. So we'll raise this up and oh, going the wrong way. Hopefully get a little bit of a scene around the whole. So the new channel, I did call it Triple T Trains. The Triple T, my first name's Tim. I don't mind telling people that. And of course you can see the toys and the trains, or the trains and the toys. However you want to look at it, it's Tim's Toys and Trains. So but like I said, I can't go live with it for 24 hours, so I'll have to wait till tomorrow night. Well, let's turn on the light. There we go. That's a true statement there, Chad. We are a family, and what happens to one happens to all. We got the train going by. Let's see if we can't turn it this way. We'll get it coming into the shot at the bottom. So up here on the left, you can see this pair of Southern engines that I have, and then I have a crap on it. I can't even remember what the purple one's called. But we have a switcher down there on the right. Got 3 cars hooked up to it. So all the cars seem to be rolling fine. So while that's running, we're going to try and move this one up. Whoops. Function 8. We're going to move the switcher up here and unhook from it so we can get 2 trains going here in a little bit. Oh no, I just messed up. I just messed up. Let's see if we can make it go backwards and fix itself. Alright. We want that. Easy little fix there. So let's bring the Southerns up. We're going to get them ready to come and pick up these cars. And we're going to attempt to run 2 trains, maybe 1 or 2 laps. That's going off the screen there. Jody, I appreciate that. I want to get a better camera so the stuff in the background is not blurred so much. The further it gets away, it loses the... I just want to make it better quality. So what we'll do, we'll go ahead and speed them up a little bit. Alright, let's move that one forward. I may have disconnected 2 trains that I don't want to be connected. So what I'll do is we'll just lift the switcher off of the track for now. And then that switch we got to throw. Let's see, let's take the cards off for now. We're not playing the game, so they can be taken off. You need food. I hear you. Hey, bring your little Debbie while you're at it. So we need to make that one go this direction. Alright. Whoops. Good thing this is a faster train, so we can get this one going around there pretty quick. And what happened over there? We had a derailment. The good, the bad, and the ugly. That's what I always say, right? Alright, so we're going to stop the trains right there. This those curves right there are pretty tight for these trains, which is why I've ordered new curves. They should be here Monday. I'm switching over to the Kato Unitrack. Those of you who are in the model railroading will know what I'm talking about. They have bigger radiuses, and the track seems to have less problems than the Bachmann track. But the stream is not over yet. We're going to get some of the toys out of the way, and we're going to start trying to make a building. Put that one right there for now, and we'll unplug the trains. So what I have is it's actually a piece of aluminum with some foam on the bottom of it. While it's sitting on the track, it shouldn't. The foam on the back should keep everything nice and good. But I'm gonna go ahead and turn the power off to the track, just to be on the safe side. This is what I have to work with, so that's what I'm gonna do. That's what I'm gonna end up using. I don't think I need the pencil, or these are bamboo skewers, which is what I use for uncoupling the cars. Bought a whole pack just so I could get one of them. And then we have some different types of wood right here that we're gonna attempt to use. And the need, I forgot one thing. Nope, there's what one of them's up here. So we have a little hobby tool saw. Got a pair of wire strippers we may end up using. Let me go check and see if I got the X-Acto knife real quick. That's what I forgot. I'm really excited about this little box right here. One of the things I inherited when my dad passed away was some of his tools. Just about everybody in our family is into woodworking and crafts and stuff like that, so his tools and stuff got spread out between us. But in this, he kept an X-Acto knife, a pair of tweezers, and some other little things that he used. Little screwdriver and whatnot. So I thought that it would be cool to be able to use that. There's still some other things that I want to buy to be able to do this better. Yep, working on getting Bonehead to CBW. Can you pin that, or is that something I have to do? What's going on, Rusty? I hope that's sharp enough for what we need. I think that's the only two tools that I'm going to need. So I believe I showed this in a stream the other day. I was messing around, and this was kind of like just a prototype. It's made out of just cardstock that I cut and glued together. See if we can't straighten it up a little bit. But this is what I'm going to attempt to make out of wood. There's going to be a porch. On the front of it, like right there. So I'm actually not gonna cut these pieces of wood. This is gonna be the side rails for the base of it. And all it is just a strip bag. There's a bunch of wood in here. Thin, I think it's balsa wood. It may be basswood. But there's variant sizes. You just have to go through them and get them. Find some that are the same size that you want to use. One thing I like about them is that they are different sizes. But you have to match them up. And it was only $8 at Hobby Lobby, so wasn't that bad of a deal. And then from Amazon, what I ordered was some coffee stirrers. Little thin coffee stirrers. It's made out of wood. And these stain up pretty good. From what I've seen, they have some good wood grain in it, so that's going to be neat. So what we're going to have to do, and I'm just doing this freehand. I'm not this is my first one. I just want to get used to gluing stuff up and see how that goes. I'm trying to see, I think this one, there's a piece in here that I'm trying to grab that looks about the same size. Yeah, that's pretty close. So we're going to leave that full length because we're going to be putting a porch on the front. And what I want to do, we'll take that off. What I want to do is measure, just kind of mark it with the edge here, and then hopefully we're going to cut two of them the same length. I had a pencil that's up underneath there. Hopefully I can make a dark enough mark to be able to see it. Yeah, I don't know if y'all can, probably can't see, I made a little mark there. We're going to cut that. Rusty Money Gaming, welcome. We are attempting to start making a building. And if this goes well, I'm going to attempt to make a bridge. It's one of the bridges. Let's see, we're going to try and snap that. And I have a file. That we're just going to get rid of that little rough edge there. This is my first attempt at scratch building anything like this. I've worked with wood in the past, but it's always been bigger stuff using power tools. And I've never attempted to make something using this small of wood. Feeling okay rather than the coughing and fever battle. Okay. Well, at least you're feeling okay. And I'm glad that you felt good enough to come in and check this out. So there we just cut a small piece of wood. This is going to be the end pieces. So we're going to glue them up. Glue it up like that. It's going to end up being a little bit wider because of the thickness of the wood. But it'll be alright. So we're going to use the other end that we didn't make the cut on. And I'm just going to try and hold them steady while I cut. File's not going to cut it. File's not going to cut it. Let me get rid of that one now that I've got my cut going. And I'm going to go off of the edge. Let's see, you can't see. Try to move the camera left to where I'm off the edge of the my work surface here. There's probably some guys that do this a lot and it's like, oh my god, he's doing it right over the train set. But we're going to try and snap that like we did the other piece. And then I want to make sure that the length is, looks like it'll be good. So we'll clean up the burr off of it. Now this is going to be like an old, hopefully it'll turn out looking like an old building. So if things are not perfectly in square, coupled with the fact this is my first time, I'm not going to be too concerned with it. And there's a little trick that I saw. We're going to try this out. Let me go get my Legos. I don't have room to have everything right here at my disposal, so I have to back eating leftover burgers. I have to move around to get some stuff. So the other day, Sandy and I bought 2 classic Lego sets. And I also have some wood here. These are pen blanks for making ink pens. And it's just, I think these are basswood. I'm not 100% sure, but they feel like it's basswood or balsa wood. One of the two. But I saw a trick that somebody used. I was going to use the Legos to try and make bridge supports. And I may still do this because it is about toys. I'm not trying to be a realistic, 100% realistic with the look of this. I want it to be fun, which carries over from Farm Sim. But Legos are 90 degrees. So what I've done is I've put some together, and I'm going to attempt to hold these against the Lego while the glue dries. And I'm using it's a extreme power glue I picked up from Hobby Lobby. I believe it's a acrylic glue. It's like super glue, but it dries fast. It's fast. And this is a medium one, so it's not going to be super fast. I should have a few seconds to work with it, and it shouldn't take much, but we're just going to dab if I can cut the end off enough. Got to get a little hole going, and I don't want to cut too much because I don't want it to be a big glob coming out. I just want a fine little tiny hole. So we'll use a scrap piece of. We're not there yet. Just gonna keep trimming away at the tip of this until we get us a small pinhole. Alright, there we go. So we've got a little bit on there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use that to just kind of dab a little bit on the end. I don't know if y'all can see that. And then we're going to put that one in place. And trying to hold it there for probably about 15 seconds or so. I can move it on the aluminum, so it should be good. That right there should be about all it takes. And we're going to try and be delicate with it. Move it over a little bit. I'm just going to put a tiny dot on there. And then we're going to repeat the process with holding it against the Legos. We'll make sure I can move it. And I can. Let's hold it like that. Just had a little leftover tater tot casserole, Dorito chicken casserole, and chocolate chip cookies. Man, y'all making me hungry. I'm gonna have to go get a little Debbie. So we're gonna grab a hold of that. We move it, and the whole thing moves. So we're moving in the right direction. Looks like it's a little off, but that'll be alright. So on this one, we're gonna do both ends at the same time. Just a little dab. Y'all remember the movie from Oh Brother Where Art Thou? Or, God, what was that? What was that movie? Constant Sorrow. I'm a man of constant sorrow. He says, Uh, George Clooney was in it, and he's got this Dapper Dan hair stuff, and his little dab will do you. Okay, so I want to hold that together, move it long enough to get the make sure it doesn't stick to the aluminum, and I believe we're good. So that stuff dries super quick, super quick. So what we're going to do now, um, I think I may go grab a little cutting board. um, I don't know, but we've got to, whoops, let's try this one more time. um, just gonna put a little dab right here on the top, and it doesn't take much, but apparently I didn't get that one good enough, so it's squeezed out. So I know I've got enough in there. I can't move the other corner, so we should be good. Actually, I'll lift that up so it's not. We're going to lift this up so it's not making contact with the wood, and we're going to hold it just for a second. A little dab. Okay. Haha. That almost stuck. And I don't have, man, this is not going as planned, huh? Apparently I didn't put enough on there. But we gotta make it enough to where it'll hold. Alright, there we go. I know one thing with working with CA glue, you do not want to get it on your fingers and be touching something. I've actually stuck two of my fingers together one time. So we're gonna mark this on top. If I can keep from knocking the camera over. And this is where the X-Acto knife should come in handy. I should just be able to cut right through that. Oh. Okay. Double check the length. Length's good right there. And it's good right there. So we're going to have to cut quite a few of these. I barely remember it, but my great-grandpa in Badger, Iowa had a train set in his basement. Yeah, those are good times, especially like if you grew up doing something like that with like your grandpa or your dad, or my brother had a toy train set, or a model train set, HO scale, when he grew up. I was actually talking to him last week, and he was telling me he still has it. Might need to talk to him to see if I can't get it off of him, but it's got the traditional Atlas track, code 83, I think. So I've got a little cutting board downstairs that I don't use much. I'm gonna go grab it real quick. We got to put the cap back on here, or that's gonna dry up and we're not gonna be able to use it. You know, the one thing about doing something like this live is that you don't get to edit out times like that where, oh, I forgot something, let me go grab it real quick. So we're going to move this to the wood for the X-Acto knife. And we're going to cut, hopefully we'll cut a bunch of these to length, and we're going to do the entire, we're going to go, need to cut enough to go all the way across. He loved woodworking too and replicated the town with buildings, grain elevator, vehicles, and more. Oh yeah. Doing stuff like that is real cool. When I did my first layout, it was about, I don't know, maybe 20 years ago. Used to go with my parents a lot, and we did it in their basement. They had a full-size basement, and I was living in Albemarle, North Carolina at the time, and they had a real big grain elevator there that we took, with my dad's help, we took and cut some dowels and made a made like an A-frame roof to go on top of it. Used to have pictures of it, and as a matter of fact, I looked up probably a week ago. I looked it up on the internet, and there's pictures of it on the internet that you can go look. And I've got to get me a sharper pen. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut these to length. I'm probably only gonna do about 10 or 15 of them, but then I'm gonna come back with a file, hopefully. Let's see. We might could just use a pair of cutters and cut those. That X-Acto knife is not as sharp as what I would like. We'll see if this might speed things up a little bit. Look at there. Good clean cut. If it hangs over a little bit, I'm okay with it. I think that'll be just fine. Let's compare the length. Yeah, we might try and make it just a little bit shorter. Let's see here. See if we can. We'll make it just a little tad bit shorter. And while we're doing this, we can throw them in the gondola. Alright, so that's a shorter one. That's what we want. So we're going to cut this in. Now let's compare that to the width. Yeah, now it's just a tad bit shorter, so we're going to go with that. Make sure those are the two. Those are the two I just cut. So we'll be making us a pile of wood to go in our gondola, which I think will be absolutely fine. We gotta remember to keep the right one to cut. And with these being shorter, when I go to put the walls on, the walls and the siding, I'll be able to overlap. I'll be able to overlap it to. Let's double check. That one looks like it's just a tad bit longer. Yeah, we need to trim just a tad bit off of it. That looks good. We'll keep moving right along. And we got that piece of scrap we're going to throw in there too. So I want this building, when I'm done with it, I want it to have like a rustic look to it. I'm not sure what era they would have started using like a tar roof. But I watched a tutorial on how to make a tar roof using tissue like a Kleenex and a black acrylic paint with some Elmer's glue. So we're gonna be trying that out. Wife is gonna kill me because I'm gonna have little tiny pieces of wood strewed all over the place. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This will be 9. And they go flying when they get cut. So we're going to do 10. The rest of this I can work on off stream, I guess. Alright, I'll see where that one went. So we're just going to kind of line these up. They all look like they're... Looks like I did a decent job there. So let's check out the Elmer's glue. This is Elmer's glue all. One of the guys that I saw making, where I got this idea from. I'm trying to think, do I want to we're gonna put this down just to keep it from sticking to this cutting board. The cutting board I'm using is actually one that we bought at Walmart, but the ones that I actually use, and this may have been a gift, but the ones that I actually use I've made myself. Come on. We may have some glue dried up in the middle of it. Or maybe Blur didn't open it up enough. And the one thing that the one reason they use Elmer's glue, is my understanding. Um, for one, it holds it, and two, it dries clear. So we're gonna reach back into our little box here. And we're gonna grab us a pair of tweezers. We're gonna turn this around because I'm right-handed, and we're gonna attempt to get this put in place. The first one I think would be a little tricky, trying to get the tweezers out from underneath, but the rest of them I think this will be a good technique. Y'all forgive me while I'm being quiet. I'm trying to concentrate. Be quiet. I'm trying to be quiet and concentrate. Yeah. I don't know if y'all can see that, how well y'all can see that. But did you see the color, the different color in the boards? And then there's some gaps there too. Nicholas, how you doing? Welcome. Um, so I think that's going to end up looking nice. And then with the way I'm going to stain them and weather them, they're I think the different color in these the coffee stirrers, coffee sticks, I'm gonna call them. You'll get different color variations. I think that's going to be good. Now, when I was at the train store one day, I told them that I was going to be doing some scratch building stuff, and they suggested that I buy this jig. It's a piece of metal similar to what I have here, but it's got edges on it, and it came with little magnets for holding stuff. But I don't know that I want to be all that precise with it. There may be something I do in the future where I'm going to want to hold it, every little thing perfectly square or whatnot, but I think the variations in the links, or if it's off a little bit, it's not perfectly 90 degrees. I think it gives it character. Wasn't able to hold on to that one. We got a little bit of glue on here, so I want to do a couple more to take up the glue to use it all up. Used to have a train set. A lot of A lot of kids growing up used to have train set. And the wood goes flying. Yeah, we're good there. So I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to lay that one right there so we keep it as a pattern. Keep it for, in case I run out again. Bang! So I'm just lining up I'm just lining up the edges with my finger, and then I'm cutting right on the edge of the first board. And then I've thought about trying to hold it. Hey, check that out. Now I can keep them from flying. So then the same length there. Whoops, you can't see it. Getting them the same length. So let's see. Let's turn this up a little bit. Give y'all a little bit better view. One thing, and this is neat. I've never done a video like this before, so this is pretty cool. Lay that one down, grab both pieces, and knock that one in the floor. So we'll take our collection of small ones and throw them in the gondola. I don't want to throw those away because we may use them. We might be able to use them to make window frames or something. But we're going to continue working with this. And we may go on all the way out. I don't know. I'm having a good time. I've only got about 20 minutes left. You like building train sets? That's awesome. I want to get like a Thomas the Train set. I think that would be cool. Maybe a Harry Potter one. Just some little novelty items just to run around the track every now and then. So the way I'm doing this, these are just some cutters that we bought. I've made jewelry for Sandy and some of my sisters for Christmas presents and stuff. These are just a little pair that they sell for making jewelry. They're just a mini pair of cutters. And what I'm doing is I'm lining up one edge, right? And then I hold them together firmly, and I bring the cutter down to where it meets the short board. And I'm moving that one out of the way, and then trying to hold both pieces now, and make my cut. So we've got a pattern up here that we can go by in case we use all of them. And I still have some wet glue here. So we're gonna continue on, and I think I'm going to use up the boards that I have cut right now, except for my pattern piece. Scoot that over a little bit. How many of y'all remember in like elementary school where we took glue and spread it on our hands and peeled it off like our skin was peeling? Did any of y'all ever do that in school? That was something, I don't know why we thought that was cool, but what trains do you have? I still have my Locomotive. So When I get done with these boards, I'll run the trains around and I'll show you. I have a couple of Southern. I have a steam locomotive that's a Southern, and then I have a, where'd it go? I had it right here in front of me. Um, it's an Atlantic Coastline. This is my little switcher, purple and gray, purple and silver. Um, that's what I use for switching cars. And those are a those are DCC, which means that I can run multiple trains on the same track and have them going in different directions or different speeds. I can control them separately. Um, the little switcher and my steam locomotive have sound in them also. They got little tiny speakers inside the locomotive, and the controller will allow me to blow the horn or do the whistle. The locomotive has got like steam sounds, you know, like it's releasing steam, or there's brake sounds. Um, Sometimes you can hear the brakes squealing when you're coming to a stop. But it's pretty cool. And that's what I did. That's what I had, like, 20 years ago. I had a Digitrax um, setup that somebody gave me to get started, and I can't thank them enough. Um, this has been a hobby that I did for several years, and then I got out of it, and now I'm getting back into it. But taking it on a less expensive route for right now. So, getting glue on my fingers, which is alright. And it looks like I've got 3 more boards to put in place. So we need just a little bit more glue. I'm just putting a small bead. Once this dries, it'll have to sit overnight with the Elmer's glue. Once it dries, it'll be clear. It may affect the coloring on the stain some, and I may choose to paint it instead of staining it. Now, I also know the video that I watched on this, the gentleman stained it before he glued everything together. So that's one way of doing it. I just decided that I would do it this way first. Yeah, put it between your fingers to make webbing. Yeah, we had fun with that stuff, man. Had trains set up in my parents' basement. It was awesome. Yeah, yeah. My original one was 6 foot by 24 foot, and I had HO scale and N scale. The N scale I put it like up on a mountaintop. I had it going around the outside of the mountain, about halfway up, and it kind of gave the illusion that that train was further off in the distance, like it was you only saw it in the background. And I had it going slow because it was on a mountain, and it worked out pretty cool. So I'm gonna try and do this. Hopefully we won't stick it to it. But once I get the set right, so y'all can kind of see where I'm going with this. It's gonna have a porch on it. Now the rest of this, it'll all be the same width, but porch, and I may add a dock on the side or something, because it is a train set. So we'll kind of we'll kind of mock that up. And this was just something for me to place on the track to kind of see where I might want it and whatnot. But getting off to a good start. I'll have to watch some videos to see about making doors and windows, but right now I'm not concerned with that so much. I guess technically it wouldn't have to have any windows, but I think it would be better, look better if it had at least a window on each side. I know there's plenty of things out there that I can get. I could use toothpicks for the what's it called? The little boards that are on the inside the window. So I think that's all I'm going to do for tonight on the stream as far as the stick building. Let's try the little gaps. I don't know if y'all can see that, but there's little gaps in it, in between the boards. No, you can't really see it. You can maybe see the lines. Yeah, it's little things like that just kind of make it. So if I go like that, you can kind of see the board popping up. Yeah, but I'm not going to do the whole thing on the stream. I mean, I'm what, a fourth of the way done with the flooring already, a third maybe. So it'll be fun, you know. It's not a. It's going to take a while. Yep. I think that if I work on it in about an hour each day, I might can be done with it in like a week. So. So let's see, who was it? Nicholas was asking about my trains. I'm gonna set this off down here on the end, and we'll let it dry overnight. Ugh. Ugh. Unfortunately, I don't have a workbench up here where I can do everything. So some of that stuff's just going to be on my table, and I'll have to work around it. So we'll do that. Let me get this power turned back on. Oh, that's right, we have a derailment. Let's see. We want that one to go backwards. Alright, I gotta figure. So I'll just do it this way. So this is one of two Southern engines. The other one is back there in the back. I forgot to get it back on the track good. But I have two of them that are identical. They just have different numbers, and I run them back to back so I can make the train go in either direction if I want to unhook it from one end, I can run the train around the track and hook it up to the other end and make it look like it's going east instead of west. So we'll get the steam locomotive come around here. A couple of the sounds there for you. Everything, yeah, we'll come up here. I'm not gonna move the camera. It's coming down the straightaway now. Let's turn the light on. Look. So the 4 cars that are on this, the 4 cars that are on that are the ones that I did my unboxing at the beginning of the stream. Yeah, it's CN rail and CP rail on N scale. Yeah, so that's a CP rail car. Union Pacific, CSX. I have a BM. I've got the John Deere trains. I have a Peabody, a Reading, and a Pennsylvania Railroad as far as the cars are. And then I've got this one, which I had to get because of Farm Sim. It is from a country club. It's got a country club design on it. But it's a Pearl Brewing Company. So we've got something to carry our brown water in. I had to get that. Also, we incorporated my mini Tyco racetrack into it. Yeah, that's pretty cool. So I'm incorporating the tractors and the little farm tools. I got harvesters and 9RX. I've got John Deere. Most of what I have is John Deere right now. But I got the John Deere fertilizer spreader. I got a case and the International tractors. Over here to the right, I've got the mining equipment. Yeah, because I love doing the terraform, so that's what we're doing over there. We're making a flat. We're getting ready to make a mountain or a lake or something over there. I don't know what it's going to be, but we're getting ready to have some fun over there. So, so I've made, if you wasn't here at the beginning of the stream, or if you haven't heard me say it, I've made a new YouTube channel. It's going to be Triple T Trains, which the Triple T stands for Tim's Toys and Trains. I've made the account today. I can't go live with it. It has to be active for 24 days before I can go live, or 24 hours before I can go live with it. So hopefully tomorrow I'll go live with it, and we may work on maybe starting the walls on the building. I think I can get the pieces cut tomorrow afternoon and glued in place to where I could start working on the walls. So that'll be fun, and look forward to it. Yeah, that's the problem, Brute. It's the one cool thing about it is the cool thing that I've been able to do with the track is I don't have just a basic circle or oval. And I found myself, when I didn't have money, I got bored of just an oval. so I was able to change the shape of the track a little bit and keep it interesting. And it's an expensive hobby if you let it be. I mean, it's an expensive hobby anyway, but I'm not trying to rush through it and do everything in 1 week or whatever. I want it to grow, and I'll make my changes as I go along, and if this is all I ever do to it, it's I can have a lot of fun with it like it is, but um, I need something that I can sit down and just relax and work on, tinker with. The video game's one thing. Playing Farm Sim, that's one thing. It's fun. I definitely enjoy it. I enjoy the community. But this right here is more hands-on with making the building and stuff, and I'm looking forward to it. I remember building models as we was growing up. Um, had a good time with it. So with this right here, it's more hands-on than having the controller in your hand, and that's one thing I'm excited about. So exactly, it is a hobby or a passion. Um, right now it's a hobby, but I could see it growing into a passion. We're gonna back the train back up here and park it, I guess. And as I get more cars, you probably won't see me running a caboose that much. Um, Love to put models together when I was younger. There was a gentleman I went to church with. My dad was a Methodist pastor, and there was a gentleman that we went to church with. He had muscular dystrophy, I think, or multiple sclerosis, something like that. He was confined to a wheelchair, but he did a lot of like World War II era stuff, warplanes and jeeps and tanks and stuff, and he made them. Um, he made them. Um, he would take and heat up a needle to where, or a nail to where it was red hot. Some type of little pointed piece of metal, and he would make bullet holes in the side of it, and then on he would get old engine oil, like where his son or something would change the oil in the car. So he would take some of that old engine oil, and he would get a real fine paintbrush, and he would actually put oil on the side of the aircraft to where it looked like either the engine had an oil leak and it was coming out onto the side of the plane, or like they shot a hole into it and it was losing oil or something. Like details like that. He taught me to take, the little the plastic pieces that all the model stuff was connected to, and you had to like break them out, and then you had to take an X-Acto knife and like trim off the little burr or whatever. He would take those little straight plastic pieces, hold them over a candle, and like stretch them out real far, and he would use that for like spark plug wires and stuff. It was amazing the detail that guy did. My hobby is working on antique farm equipment. Yeah, that is cool. My point, in town we have a complete scale of our route through town to the coast. Big set trying to get, and we set it up for the public to enjoy. That's pretty cool. Um, Here it's about an hour and 20-minute drive for me to the main toy train store that I go to, model train store. It's called the Little Choo Choo Shop. It is across the street from the North Carolina Transportation Museum. And in there, they have an HO scale model of all the track that is laid in that area. They have a turntable there where they turn engines around. They've got the train yard. They've got the track that runs around the museum, and they have some of the original train line that was there like back in the 60s or 70s. Um, and it's pretty neat. I can't wait. May the 14th, they've got a train show going on down there. Sandy and I are going to go to the museum and see what that's all about. And I'll try and take pictures of if they still have it set up. The last time I was there, they had it set up. But if they got that train set up, I'll take a picture of it. And then there was a gentleman where I saw some videos. So I live in North Carolina, and there was this Saluda Mountain. The grade on it was so bad. Um, they they've abandoned that part of the track. But there's videos and stuff like that. That area is known like across the nation to train engineers and stuff. Um, they An interesting thing that I learned the other day. The runaway ramps that you have on the highways, if you're going down a mountain, you see these runaway truck ramps. Those actually came from the idea of Saluda Mountain. They made, I think it was 3 of them. Um, they talked about gravity got us into this, so let's use gravity to get us out. So they made these ramps, and they talked about how there would be a guy in a little switcher building, and if the train was okay, they would blow their horn like 3 times or something like that. If the man operating the switch didn't hear you blow your horn, he would pull that switch and make the train go up this ramp, and the gravity would slow him down and stuff like that. Um, and then that carried over to the highways, the runway ramps in the highways. So it was pretty neat, and that's right in the area where I lived. But this guy that made the video on it, he's got a train set going from Spencer, North Carolina, which is where the North Carolina Museum is, to Asheville, North Carolina, which is what part of North Carolina I consider home. It's not where I live now, but that's where I grew up and went to high school and stuff. And it was pretty neat to see his setup and how he had done it. Where he's got Saluda Mountain on there, Old Fort, and a couple other little towns that I'm familiar with that probably mean nothing to any of y'all, but it's neat to see what other people do with their trains and stuff. But I think that's going to be it. I've got to get ready to go to work. I definitely have had a good time. I've been procrastinating about starting that building, and I got it off to a start now. So hopefully over the next week or so, I can maybe post a couple of videos or do a couple of streams where we can see that come together and be something. Yeah, Asheville, I love it. I miss the mountains so much. I live in the foothills now, but I miss that area so much. My kids live there, so I get to go there quite often. But I miss living there. So, but anyway, here, let me blow the horn for you one more time. What? We got to do function. That is just so much fun. I enjoy it. But we'll shut that off. Thanks everyone for coming and showing your support. Um, Thank you, David. Thank you, Bruce. I really appreciate it. I have enjoyed it. Um, I hope maybe next week I can get a better camera and get where it's not blurry in the background so much. Um, we'll see how it goes. This webcam that I have right now is definitely better than the one I had before it, but I'm not happy with how the blurring out is blurred. It's blurred on blurred screen. But yeah, blurring his buttons. I love my buttons, man. That drive on I-40, I believe. Oh, it is beautiful. And if you think that's beautiful, you ought to drive the Blue Ridge Parkway up in that area. Oh man, uh, going from Asheville up to like Mount Mitchell, man, that's some beautiful landscape up there. I'm gonna tell you what. So, thanks, Chad. I appreciate it. So hopefully tomorrow night, like I said, I'll be on the other channel some. Um, See how it goes. You know. Thanks for the fun stream and learning session. I enjoy trains more than farming. Um, I enjoy them both. I can't. Right now, I would have to say Farm Sim game is. I really enjoy the Farm Sim game, but I enjoy this also. It's just it's hard to compare apples to oranges for me. Oh yeah, yeah. Then you know if you've been on part of it, you know, man, that's some beauty. You get away from the highway and it's 35, 45 miles an hour. You don't get the hustle and bustle. No commercial vehicles are allowed up there. Um, it's a great place. A lot of hiking trails and stuff up there. They got the Mountain to Sea Trail. Um, man, it's awesome. Uh, yeah, it's wonderful. But some good thing. I'm looking forward to some neat stuff with the train set up in that channel. Um, so hopefully you guys will, if you enjoy it enough, will stick around and join me on that channel as well. Um, and I hope that I can juggle the two of them and not let one of them suffer because of the other. So, but anyway, thanks again, everybody. I hope y'all have a wonderful evening. Remember, life's too short not to have fun. So get out there and do something, have fun, play with some trains, play with some farming games or something. Legos. We had Legos in here today. I didn't play with them. I kind of used them as a tool, but it worked. And have fun with the trains. I had fun with the unboxing. Um, Tell your loved ones that you love them before it's too late. And I hope y'all have a wonderful rest of your weekend. And we will see you tomorrow. Maybe not the same channel. I hope not. I hope I can stream on the other channel tomorrow. I think that would be cool. Um, so, you guys have a blessed day. And thanks again, everybody. See if I can reach my mouse and turn this thing off.